start lying down. Just bring your right knee to your chest, give a little pull towards you. It doesn't need to come in too tight. And then just start right where you are, just flex the foot, and then move through the ball of the foot and point the foot. So just go from flex to point with that right foot. So it doesn't need to be a full-on point. So sometimes I think about pointing your foot like it's that kind of valley point. Just more of a length in the ankle, and if you're getting a cramp in your toes, feel free just to kind of modify that anyway. But do try and go through the heel, the ball of the toe. So rather than just straight from a flex to a point with the ankle, think about using the foot right there. And then stretch the leg up to the sky. Take your hands behind your thighs and drop your tailbone down so that the tailbone's heavy, and just start rotating the ankle. So thinking of moving the toes as well. And see how, part of this rotation might feel quite simple, quite easy, and part might just feel a little bit like there's not so much movement. Change direction. Let the back of your head be heavy, try and bring a little softness in elsewhere in the body. And then just really quickly, since it's almost Christmas, let's write Merry Christmas. Ankle toes. So try and use your nice swirly letters, like your special Christmas card writing. We used to always just do write your first and second name. Like there'd be like something like
like the dot
yeah. Yes. And then just kind of notice how that will feel, shake it out a little bit. So I can kind of feel up the lower legs there. And then take that foot down. And bring the second leg in and just a hand on top of the shins, so a light pull towards you, nothing serious. And then just flex and point the left foot. So just pushing the heel away and then move through the ball of the foot, to the toes and back again. And see what else you can soften whilst you're there. Can you soften the shoulders? Can your right knee be pointing upwards rather than out to the sides? And can you keep the ball of the right foot on the floor? And the answer to any of the questions might be no. So just experimenting, exploring with your body. So as you concentrate on your left ankle, what's happening with your right. And then stretch the leg up to the sky, hands behind the thighs, and just start to circle. So your left leg doesn't need to be straight. Circle the ankle, the toes, spreading the toes as you move. Try and get into the places less happy about being got into. Change direction. So mine comes in really easily, but then doesn't really go anywhere else easily. And then this time we'll do and a happy new year with your. Make sure you get all those letters. She's quite exhausting. I'm still happy. Shouldn't have started with that. Oh yeah, I did too much. That's why I'm still writing. Give it a little shake. And then place that foot on the floor. Okay, just take your feet a little, maybe as wide as the mat, maybe slightly wider, and then just lift the ball of the foot and the toes. So your heels are down, the ball of the foot is lifted in the toes. So just going to hold that contraction in the ankle and place down through the balls. And now keeping active ankles, not that gripping that we just did, just keeping them active. Both knees are going to move to the right. So your ankles are still active, and then keep pressing through your left hip. Stretch out the front of the left thigh, left hip, try to keep your left shoulder down. Active ankles, and press down through the right knee if you can. You're pushing down and outwards through the right knee. Press forward through your left hip. Okay, bring it back up to the top again and take the same to the other side. So both legs lift to the left. And then start engaging the right glute, push the right hip forward, active ankles, and see if you can press down through the left knee at the same time. A little bit more length in the front of the right hip. And then bring it back up again. Okay, from here we'll bring both knees into your chest, and instead of being in parallel rotation, we're going to be very slightly externally rotated. So you're going to bring your heels together and your toes about pizza slice width apart. So just like making a little V shape, and then bring your feet a wee bit higher than your knees. And just squeeze your knees in, and this is quite a nice place to kind of really show back. So you're going to keep squishing your heels together, and then just drive your legs up to the sky. They don't need to get strict. And keep that slight external rotation and that flexed ankle. So we're going to just do this 5 times. Bring the knees in, and then press back up again. And bring the knees in, and press back up again. So the knees are going to follow the line of the toes. So as you bend in, the knees will actually come slightly apart rather than stay together. 2. And then last one, this time keep them up there. And then we're going to move through that flex and point. So toe ball heel, heel ball toe, and just move the ankles a little bit. 3 and 2 and 1. And then bring it back in. This time we're going to do exactly the same, but we're going to do it parallel. So bring the knees and the toes, the inside edges of the toes together. If you want more challenge on your center, just take the legs away a little bit more and rather than straight up to the sky. So I'm going to press them out for 5 and then pull back in, flex ankles. 4 and then in, and 3 and in. And I've got legs together so they're kind of working as 1, 2, and then 1. Hold them and then pull them out. So you're going to go through the feet again in parallel. Toe ball heel ball toe, move the ankle, move through the foot, and last 1, bring both knees in, and then place the feet on the floor. Okay, just take your feet a little bit wider again, flex your ankles, take those knees to the right, press your left hip forward, put your right knee towards the ground. Breathe into that left side of the body, and then take it to the other side. So both knees to the left, engage right glute, push forward to the right hip. And bring it back to center. Okay, you're going to bring those knees into your chest again. And what we're going to try, so if your mat is really thin or if this just doesn't work for you, don't worry about it too much. We're going to try taking a little roll and see if you can use that roll to come to a crouch position. So even if your heels lift. So you can try a couple of times. You can use your hands. If it's really uncomfortable, just see if you can find that moving over the feet. Maybe taking the feet apart a little bit. And see if you can find heel, roll, toe, 1 more. So if you're not in a crouch position, come to a crouch position just there. And then, see. So knees apart, but in parallel, and then just walk your fingertips forwards, and then start moving the heels back. And notice if your heels want to slide in. So we're going to try and keep a parallel position to start with. The heels don't need to touch the ground, but just dropping the weight of the hips back and then letting the heels become a wee bit heavier, let your low back release. Okay, from here, so see how you go with this. If you need to adjust it for your toes, then you can. We'll just start to lift up your body and the knees come to face forward. How's that on your feet? So So if you can find that balance with the body upright, knees forwards, and then take the hips back again. So come back into that crouch. And you could do this hands on the floor, you can touch any piece of furniture you have around to help you balance, or you can just, you can try with your hands off. Try one more, so the knees are going to come forward. And then bring the body up. Notice if you're working on the toes, it's fine if you are. You can find that balance, maybe bring the hands to the heart center, let the shoulders drop down. And then we're going to come back and we're not standing, so you can't just stand from here. I'm just going to come back a little bit, see if the heels can kind of press down and then push down through the heels as you lift up to stand. Come all the way up and feel a nice stretch in your legs after them being kind of bent in for a little while. Standing all the way up and just take your right knee into the chest. Hold the front of the shin and give it a squeeze up, and just doing the same as you did when you were lying down. So, back circle here instead. So it's going to just move round and round and round and round. And then change direction, energize your standing leg. And take that leg just behind you. So it's just on the floor, and think of circling the knee. So your knee circles and the ankle just moves around. And then as you do this round start tall, change direction. Already avoid any bits that just don't feel great. And bring that one back up again. Arms up to the sky. Energize your standing leg, a bit taller, and change foot. So the second leg comes up. Just here. Bring your left knee in. And then holding the front of the shin, see if you can pull the leg up. So rather than leaning back, see if you can lift up the chest. And then circle the ankle. And change direction. And then take that foot back. And on with the foot on the floor, just move the knee around. And then change direction. And step forward to the front of your mat. Just notice how your ankles feel, and maybe they look a little bit different. They feel a wee bit more kind of juicy and spread. Whilst you're standing to Tadasana, let your shoulders come right up to your ears. Draw them back, let them be heavy, so we're not squeezing them back or jamming them down. Just let them kind of fall to where they are. And then try this with your eyes closed if your back is okay, otherwise keep your eyes open. Lifting up all your toes. Okay, and then place them down from the outside to the inside. See if you can do it one at a time, spread them a little bit wider. Now lift up all your toes again. Spread them as wide as you can, and then press them down from the inside to the outside. Try and get one at a time, they probably won't. And then try and feel that sensation of the feet kind of grounding down, a little lift in your instep. So you can work with your feet parallel, legs together, bring your hands together, come back into chair pose, and take your hips backwards. So it doesn't need to be the deepest chair pose in the world to start with. I want you to shift a little bit more weight into your heels, and then do that action where you lift and spread the toes again. So shifting a little bit more weight into your heels, lift and spread the toes. And then see if you can hold this feeling and just sink a little bit lower. We're just going to keep our hands low for just now. And find a little bit of lift in the chest. And then you're going to take toes back down, all your weight onto your right foot. So without moving anything, just feel the weight through your right leg. And then take all the weight through your left leg, pelvis stay still. And see how subtle you can make this. So rather than shifting, see if you can just take all that weight onto the right, press through the right heel, and then all the weight onto the left, press through the left heel. Okay, all the way onto the right, start to lift the left heel up, come a little bit lower, and then pick that left foot up, squeeze the heel in, and take it back to warrior three. pose of the week. Chest lifting, energy through your standing leg. Spread your left toes. Start to bend your right knee. And then slowly reach your left leg back as far as you can. Tuck the toes under, including the little toes. Come into a high crescent lunge. Arms reach up. Pull your left hip forward. Arm position can be anywhere you like. And then see if you can press down through your right heel. See if you can spread your right toes and feel that whole foot alive, the instep lifted. Now can you feel the left heel reaching back and the left little toes tucked under? Bend the left knee so you come down a little bit more. And then stretch the left leg so that you get a little bit more stretch. You take your hands all the way down. Take a moment here, hands come to the ground, and then just step back to your downward. You take a wee look at your feet here, and I want you to hide your heels if you can see them. So if the heels are peeking out from in between your toes, make sure that they're hidden. And then just take if you want to tread through the feet or move in any way you can here, go for it, but just paying a little bit of attention to your feet. So maybe it's moving the toes, moving the heels, maybe it's striding onto the ball, back down maybe. So just explore your feet here. You've got a really good view of them because your head's in that position anyway. Ripple forward into a plank, toes tucked under, heels pushing away. Lower the knees, lower the elbows, and then just take a couple of shoulder shrugs. Press the ground away, let the body sink down. Press the ground away, let the body sink down. Last one. Push the shoulders wide, and then sink down. Tuck your toes, dolphin pose, and then see if you can come back up to downward dog. All the way back. Take a couple of breaths here. And step forward again with your left leg. Take back a lunge. And then step forward with your right. Fold over your legs, let your hip drop. Move your knees around a little bit. Sink down through your heels and come into chair pose again. So hands can be on the chest, sink back through the hips, lift and spread all the toes. Bring your weight down through the hips, shift the shins back and space a little bit. And then try and be as parallel as you can here. So if you tend to be a turnarounder or a turner, have a wee look down and just see what's happening with your knees and your feet. And are they going in the same direction? Sink a little bit more, bring all your weight into your left foot. Start to lift your right heel. Slowly, as if you're peeling something off the ground. Then start to lift the right toe, so harder on the side. Squeeze the heel in. Stay low in that left leg. Notice if your knees wiggle around. Step it back. Warrior 3. You can stretch your left leg. Spread the right feet, the right toes. Energy through both legs, both feet. Bend your left leg. Keep your body forward. Step back as far as you can into a lunge. Sweep the arms up and then just find your feet here. So press down through your left heel. Think of it almost as if you're pulling the left heel back. At the same time, all your toes are tucked under in your left foot. Bend the knee for a moment. And then from here, just kind of keep that drop in the pelvis and then lengthen the knee again for a little bit more stretch. Doesn't need to be completely straight. And a little bit more lift, and then take both hands down either side. Step back to downward dog. Take a look at your feet, see what's happening with them. Take a couple of breaths here. Needs to be off the legs. Okay, just walk your hands back towards your feet. take over your elbows, maybe, and just up the knees, a little swing, a little sway, a little relax. And then from here, just start to bend your knees again. So come as low as you can with your heels on the ground. So it doesn't matter how low it is, just come as low as you can with those heels on the ground. And then see if you can come a little bit lower. And then stretch the legs again. Body. So just going to do that a couple of times. Counterbalance by taking your arms forward. See how low you can get your hips. And then stretch back up again. So it's a little bit more challenging with your feet in this position. It doesn't matter how low your hips come. Be aware of your knees knocking in. So if that's you think, can you, like even if you have a block, actually with the idea between your knees. Stretch back. Walk your hands back out. Let's come back to downward dog. And then walk your feet forward, feel the feet hit the ground. Inhale, sweep arms all the way up, press down through the feet. Hook the thumbs, just take a little feeling of that stretch in the front of the body. And then from here, we're going to lift. So we kind of did some of the stuff the other day. Lift your right knee and see if you can stretch it out. And then just coming down on your left leg. So we're not going to come all the way down to the floor. I just want you to feel that same feeling as you were just in. So how low can you come keeping the heel down? And then stretch back up again. Hands can be wherever serves you. So just experimenting to come down. It's okay for body to come forward. If you reach for your foot, so you move it lower each time. And just experimenting with your own time. Last one. Wear that left knee. And then coming back up. Change legs. So bring the other one, stretch it out. And then coming down, keeping the heel on the ground. Worries if I come all the way down, I'll never get back. So it's likely that your knee will be kind of knocking in. So if that's happening, just try and kind of be aware of it and limit that knocking in action. And then come all the way back up. Right, we're going to stand on 2 feet and try and come down to the floor. So sink your hips down and then see if you can sit down and gently. You're going to take your hands, we did this on Tuesday, hands to the front of your right thigh and then reach your left leg out and just press the hands into the thigh. And then we're just going to breathe here for 5. And if you want to, you can take your head down or touch your left foot on the floor. 4, 3, 2, 1. Change legs. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then come back to the first leg. And then you're going to just see if you can get that rocking. So lift your left leg up and see if you can rock onto your right foot. So you can use your hands. And then once you get there, see if you can work on taking the ankle backwards a little bit. So if your ankles are really fine, see if you can pull the ankles down. Keep if the left heel is on the ground, that's fine too, so you can keep the left leg up. Then a bit balance. And then sit back down and we'll do the second side. So hands to the front of the left thigh, reach out to the right, go for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Change and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And the left knee in. And then take your right leg up. And then use that right leg to get momentum to see if you can come onto your right foot. You can use your hands. And roll there. Keep your right heel to the ground and maybe. And breath. and stay mindful. Feel free to come out of it and go back in. Almost there. Last one. And then just slowly bring your hands back down. Okay, swivel your legs behind you. Just about pushing. We're not having these feel extend. I'm just facing this way so that you can see if you can line them up. And instead of kind of taking traditional Shavasana on your back, just going to lie in your front for a little bit to kind of feel that extension in the front of the hips. You can turn your head to one side and up to you where your arms are, but we're going to add in just a little bit in hip, external hip. So just taking your right leg, the knee to the side, and trying to sink the right hip down, trying to keep that ankle active but not kind of overactive. Turn your head to the side as well. Arms can be wherever's comfortable. And try and release the hips downwards. Feel the breath in the back of the body. Take one more breath here and then change sides. So changing this however you like. The second leg out to the side. And maybe you can think about kind of bringing the hip down a little bit farther so the knee can go a little bit more sideways, a little flex in the ankle. Rest the head down. And see if the breath can just take up a little bit more space here. So breathing around the back, around the sides, around the belly. And then bring everything back down to your hands under your shoulders. Push back onto your hands and knees. And come to child's pose. If you want to have your feet either way, you can tuck them if you like, or and not a rest child's pose, just a kind of moments child's pose, because we're just about done. So just feel the legs and the front of your body, the back of your body. And then from here, so this has to be avoided for your toes, that's fine. But just walk your hands in and then tuck your toes. And we're going to finish standing up instead of finishing sitting down. So just take a roll and we're going to try and come from here. So lean your body back so you can pick up your knees. And then from there, just standing all the way up. And bring your heels down, your arms raised. Take a couple of final second breaths, just feeling your body alive from the soles of the feet, through the toes, through the legs, through the spine, all the way to the top of the head. And you can imagine that energy coming from the ground. Your feet are like sponges, soaking it all up, sending it up through your legs. Imagine it going up through your spine, and then when it reaches the crown of your head, it's going to stop there like a kind of Thundercats beam, just energy sending all the way up into the for eternity. So taking one more breath in, that energy source, and exhale. Well done, everyone. Good job. All right, well done at home.
Thank you.